I'm sipping, sipping, sipping in slippers. I'm feeling so fine. There's nothing, there's nothing better than drinking a fine glass of wine. So put on your slippers and pour me some wine. Red, white, or rosé, we'll have a good time. And maybe a Chianti or a nice Chardonnay. How about a Merlot or a Chicky Barnier? Italian or French or Rioja from Spain. 6 bottles later and it all tastes the same. And it might taste turkey and it can taste cherry. And it can sometimes taste like a strawberry. So Cap Frank and Capsule in a long taxi home.
Welcome home, Home Alone Winos. And pretty soon, that actually is going to be a whole new reality where we can go out again. So we're trying to do reality. Yeah, we can actually go mix and mingle with other winos. So this is a transition episode, and tonight it's Friday Night Live, and we're all white wines and BC wines again because we're still promoting local because I think that's the way to go right now until things get better.
And it's white wines to impress your friends because you're allowed to in BC. Open the bubble.
Yeah. So just in case you don't know who we are again, I'm Original Sip, and I'm the oldest and sometimes wisest, but not necessarily as oldest.
Sometimes.
The oldest feet. And this is Simple Sip here, all dressed up. You can't see, but he's got his
very nice socks,
shirt and tie, and he's got his dress socks on. He believes that
he's going on a social
he believes
tonight.
He believes that if you're going to drink good wine, that you dress up. And then we have over here Slamming and Sip. Name says everything.
Just slamming. Yeah.
And right beside her is Gewürztraminer the Wiener Dog. And then over here we have Snooty Sip, who used to be known as Sneaky Sip, but she has evolved, as all wine drinkers do. And now she's a very snooty wine
I've been
drinker.
pressing friends for a long time with my wines.
So just to recap what we're going to do tonight, we have 4 fantastic BC wines. And there's a really interesting theme tonight too. It's really about dreaming and going out and doing something, perseverance and persistence, and it pays off.
The impossible dream.
Perseverance, persistence, and it pays off. 3 P's. So we have 2018. Yeah, we have 2018 Pipe Dreams, a Kerner, which I've never tried that varietal, so that'll be something new for me. We have a 2016 Ex Nihilo Riesling. We have a 2018 Laughingstock Pinot Gris. And we have a 2018 Libre Farm Winery Sauvignon Blanc Semillon, which I really love that combination. So it's going to be a really interesting mix and expression of white wines tonight. So we're going to start off right out of the chute with Slamming and Sip. And she's going to introduce the 2018 Pipe Dreams Kerner.
What do we got?
So we've got a Kerner. So apparently a lot of us is the first time having this one.
This was my first
time.
And I'm old, and this is the first for me, so that's pretty amazing.
So the wine, so it's located on the valley floor below McIntyre Bluff in Oliver, BC. And it says the grapes were destemmed and fermented cold in stainless steel tanks. Blending and bottling took place mid-September to bring our dream to your table. Okay, so on the nose, what do people think?
It's very different on the nose. Again,
are we getting a difference because it's our first Kerner?
I'm going to say this is very distinctively different. It's very pronounced, but very different from what I'm used to.
It smells tropical to me.
Tropical.
I tried this a little sneakier earlier this afternoon.
It's like
I was too excited.
I don't know. It gives me some expressions of a Riesling and some of a Sauvignon Blanc. You get the fruitiness, but then almost like
Does anyone get anything citrusy from this?
Definitely citrusy.
I'm getting citrusy.
I would say pear, citrusy,
mango,
peachy.
apricot,
Peachy for sure, yeah.
But it's the expression of it is very different. Normally it's not subtle. It's just a different way to.
It's got some floral to it too. I think that's kind of masking a little bit of the fruit.
I think it's just very tropical.
Yeah.
It smells delicious and it tastes delicious.
Very fruity. But not in a typical fruity way. That's what I'm saying. It's a very different expression of a varietal. I find this is really interesting. My nose is learning something new here tonight.
Yeah.
So
Is
hopefully it'll
that's
be.
a high acidity?
I don't know from until I taste it. I can't.
Oh, sorry, I jumped the gun a little bit.
Shall we take? While we're tasting,
I can't tell from the nose if it's from high acidity.
I guess I'm slamming it today.
Yeah, but while we're tasting, I have a great quote from. So our team tonight is like, dreams and work hard to get what you work for, and he's like, it's a truism that dreams work when you do. I like that. I like that saying. That's
I like
Maddie saying. That we
I
have
would
here.
say
Yeah.
definitely this is high acidity.
High acidity.
From
I don't even have to hang my head upside down to drool.
no, I drooled right away. Yeah, so very high acidity. It's really like I would say a light to medium body. I wouldn't say it's full bodied.
So while we're sipping this, slamming it, what do we know about the winery? Tell us about how this all began.
So like I said, it's a truism that dreams work when you do. The owner is Don Ness. It's called Pipe Dreams, one of Oliver's newer wineries. And he obviously done this after childhood summers with his family experiencing the Okanagan. John formed a lifelong dream to return and live among the grapevines. And there's a really interesting thing. He says the dictionary definition of a pipe dream is a hope, wish, or dream that is impossible to achieve or not practical. It can also be an illusory or fantastic plan, hope, or story, suggesting that his plan for starting a new life and business in the Okanagan was a dream too inaccessible to become a reality. But yet, here we are, drinking his wine.
And he's introduced me. I'm
To
over
the very
62,
first-
the
yeah.
very first Kerner
Yeah.
varietal. So kudos to him.
Cheers to him.
Cheers,
Delicious.
Kerner.
Yeah.
What rhymes with Kerner?
Burner.
Learner.
Turner.
Tina Turner.
Tina Kerner.
Tina Turner. I'm gonna look.
I'm gonna do some Tina Turner while I'm drinking my Kerner.
That's right.
All right,
All right, let's rate this wine.
2 for me for sure.
That's a 2.
$12.99.
It's a 2.
It's a 2.
It's a 2 because it's taught me something new.
And we love this. We love there's only
Here you go
actually,
again.
I know. I love to rhyme.
there's only 2,800 cases produced annually, and these are very rare and limited wines. So
Well,
this is beautiful.
we're going to cancel the show and go
Yeah.
order that.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
We got wine to buy.
Yeah, love this. 2 for
So
me.
2.
Yeah. So
two-
8.
Definitely 8.
Definitely 8
Pipe
slippers.
dreams.
8 slippers.
Do you wouldn't mind pouring us our next wine, which is our 2016 Ex-Nihilo Riesling.
Riesling, again, the best expression you're going to find is in Germany, and you're going to find there's different
You have to go
So
there.
glad mine's out of the way.
different levels of a Riesling based on when they harvest it. So there's a Cabernet, there's a Spätlese and an Auslese, and it's going to go from light to medium to full-bodied in sweetness as well, based on when they harvest the grape. So you're not going to necessarily find those labels, obviously, on a BC wine, but taste it. Is it an early harvest, a medium, or a late harvest? The sweetest will be your late harvest.
Really? That's interesting. I always like the opinion. So the
Well,
later
because-
the harvest is sweeter.
Well, because
Yeah.
it's going to contain more sugar because you've let it grow longer.
Okay.
And eventually, if you let it grow the longest, it will shrivel and dry up almost like a raisin, which has
A lot of sugar.
a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
So think about, the latest harvest is going to be the most sugar.
Wow, love it. Okay, so I want late because I like sweet ones.
So this is a 2016 Riesling from Ex-Nihilo. So Ex-Nihilo bears the name of Frederick Hart's sculpture and adorns the west facade entrance of the Washington National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. The sculpture depicts figures emerging from chaos. The name translates to out of nothing. So let's give a little smell.
I don't know enough, but I get a more floral
Apple.
smell than before.
There's
More
apple
floral.
right away. Apple for sure.
A Riesling actually should have more of a green fruit, so a green apple would typically be in a
Definitely.
I
Riesling.
like them
Is
apples.
it flowery? No. I'm not
It's more
Mineral.
Yeah, and fruity. So yeah, but a typical fruit in a Riesling would be a green fruit, so a green apple, or yeah.
I'm definitely getting apple off of this.
And it's very
It,
light.
it almost smells like a fresh green apple after you cut
Yeah.
into it.
It's very light and crisp and clean on the nose.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm being afraid.
Ex Nihilo, their story is, it was clear to them Ex Nihilo represented their own desire to fulfill destiny within the wine industry. Their respective and successful careers of, I'm hoping I'm saying this right, Tekoa and Jeff had led them from their wine passion, but would never keep them away. Combined with consulting winemaker Dr. Alan Marks, they had the hunger and expertise to fulfill their vision. So their planning continued for 4 years, and on more than one occasion, Ex Nihilo seemed like an unattainable dream. Again, we're all about the perseverance and success and
the
working
dream,
hard
and
and the
yeah,
dream
the
tonight.
It's nice big
Fulfilling the
dreams.
dreams.
Yeah.
And what a great theme for today's market and today's environment.
Yes.
Thinking about no matter,
Don't give up.
Yeah.
Drink wine. Make
Yeah.
wine. Don't give up.
yeah, think like a winemaker and go for
Yeah.
your dreams. Yeah.
So it wasn't
Cheers.
until 2003 that they truly came from nothing. On an impulse, Tekoa led Jeff north from their home in Kelowna, scouting out terrain of sports farms and vineyards assembled along the length of the pristine Lake Okanagan. If you don't know where that is, it's a ginormous lake. You can't miss it. There on Camp...
90 miles long. I know that.
Ridiculous. Ogopogo lives there.
Yeah.
So on Camp Road, they saw a hand-painted for sale sign that held the promise of a lifetime. Within months, Tekoa and Jeff had their place, a 10-acre farm which would become Ex Nihilo Vineyards. To this day, Ex Nihilo is about more than what is grown and made. It is about a sense of place that defines how everyone involved experiences, understands, and identifies with the winery. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Well,
to
that's
that.
really the flavor you get out of the wine.
Well, you think about right now, one of the biggest trends is everybody's buying plants and growing plants, and you think about the satisfaction and the joy and the love you get out of that. So imagine, multiply that by 1,000,000, that you've got a winery and you're growing grapes and you're harvesting grapes and you're making wine and you're creating an expression of a varietal. Like you know, we're happy to just grow like herbs.
If I could grow gin and wine in my backyard, I'd be pretty happy right now.
I'd be quite the gardener. I would be quite the gardener.
Yeah, we're just happy to have anything grow and,
Do you have
actually
to buy
live.
the bottles, or do they come on the tree?
No,
They come on the tree,
Yeah.
clearly.
So think about like what this takes to create a wine like this.
How fantastic it is that our first 2 wines, right out of the chute, they're all about perseverance and working hard and no matter what, staying the course. I
And
think that's-
realizing their dreams.
Yes,
realizing their dreams.
that's such an important message for right now because so many people are
Giving up or thinking there's
worried
no hope.
or upset and at home and don't know what to
So
do.
overcome your fear.
And build a winery
And-
because apparently it works out pretty well.
Yeah.
We'll support you. We'll buy your wine.
You'll be featured on Slipper with Slipper.
That's right.
How about some tasting? What do we have now?
I
We've all had
I
some
definitely
tasting.
taste the
What
green
would
apple.
you guys
I
say?
taste
I'm a green apple, crisp apple, whatever
green apple, a bit of
they word it
tartness,
as, but definitely.
some citrus, a
Some
green
citrus.
apple.
I like
Definitely
tasting citrus.
citrus.
I taste
Kind
It's
of-
acidic.
It's definitely acidic.
Acidic
I done the
wine, yeah.
overhead thing.
It's definitely
acidic.
delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so amazing. It's so
So
I
fresh.
really like a Riesling. I love Rieslings because
They're-
they're sweeter, right?
It's got that fresh, like you just bit into an apple.
Over
Like that.
for this 2016 Riesling, it's slate, honey, and gooseberries on the palate.
Gooseberries. Wow.
Well, try it again after I've said gooseberries. Beautifully aged in a bottle prior to its release to showcase the elegant acidity and lasting finish. Quintessential North Okanagan Riesling. Aromas of crisp apple, nailed it. Lime zest, petrol, and honeysuckle. Slate, honey, and gooseberries are what you're supposed to taste. So this is apparently true.
I'm not a big gooseberry eater, so I wouldn't know that.
I wouldn't know a gooseberry.
I love a good gooseberry.
I wouldn't know gooseberry if you showed one to
I
me.
love them.
So-
They're orange, right?
Yeah, they're kind of
orange.
yellow.
They look like
yellowy
little
orange.
tiny
Yeah.
melons. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
So, for more of the Winemakers Notes, true to traditional style Riesling, the fruit was hand harvested. Hand harvest, it's so acidic, I'm slobbering. hand harvested and sorted, followed
That's the after drill.
by
only-
gentle
yeah.
pressing.
Blah, blah, blah.
Guys, we're only on wine 2. Keep it together.
Yeah. Whoever it's telling us to keep together, this is going to go
We're in
badly.
trouble. We're in trouble.
To rate this Riesling.
I'm giving it a 2.
for
If
sure.
I had an extra foot, I'd give it a 3.
You do have
So-
an extra foot. You just have to let one go.
Well,
I'm
Give it a slipper top.
I'm too slippery
I'm too.
I love this wine.
Yeah.
This is, it's just,
I'm
so
too
fresh
I
and
feel bad
clean
for
and
cheating
crisp.
my
and-
wine, so I'm not
And
gonna
don't forget, we're sitting here right now with Gewürztraminer the Wiener Dog right in the floor, Wine Dog on the floor. There we
Don't
go.
forget to say hi to him.
Don't forget to say hi to him.
So we
Little old
give
wiener dog
this,
that's
we give
not
this
my
an
dog.
8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slippers. So
and a bunch of tosses.
so Emilio is so far in the win. And just as a little,
Didn't we order
we had Emilio for
and we
Women's
got
Day.
such a lovely handwritten
Yes,
card from the
as
owners.
just a little
Super
aside,
nice.
Emilio, like I said, I'm a member. They wrote us a handwritten card that was so nice.
Welcome back, Winos. It's Friday Night Live, and we're doing Friday Night White Wines tonight. 4 BC fantastic white wines, giving different expressions of different varietals. And just to recap what we've already done, we did a 2018 Pipe Dreams Kerner, which none of us had ever really tried before.
And
That's
it was
a
delicious.
new varietal. It was fantastic. It got 8 slippers. And we tried a 2016 Ex Nihilo Riesling, and you can never go wrong with Ex Nihilo. Their wines are fantastic. And again, if you don't remember who we are, I am Original Sip. We have Simple Sip, who's kind of fallen asleep there. We have Slamming Sip, and we have Snooty Sip, who loves Ex Nihilo wines and is a big fan of their wines.
I'm not falling asleep.
So next up on the agenda, we have a 2018 Laughingstock Pinot Gris. So when you go to a wine store or liquor store and you look at a Pinot Gris, a Pinot Grigio, it's the same varietal. One is in France, one is in Italy. And in France, Alsace is where you're going to find your typical Pinot Gris. That's your best Pinot Gris. And in France, in Alsace, you're going to find that a Pinot Gris there is more fruity, more full-bodied. A Pinot Grigio from Italy is more neutral and is going to be it's going to be a lighter bodied wine. So this one is a Pinot Gris from Laughingstock, and I love their story.
So let's do a little smell first. Strong. Sorry.
I just smelled it. I was like,
So because it's named a Pinot Gris, it's going to be more like an Alsace varietal, so it'll be more fruity, more full-bodied.
full body. Sorry, not strong. Full body.
Yeah. So it's going to reflect that way of that expression of that varietal.
I'm getting better at smelling before I smell.
I'd say there's some minerality to that. I mean, smell.
I think you can almost even on the nose tell that this has been oaked. There's like different layers to
Yeah.
it. It's more complex than a typical Pinot Gris. So there's some complexity here and some layers here. So you're gonna get I get the fruitiness,
You
but
get the peach.
but you're gonna get that there's a sense of that there's layers here. So not a typical buttery or something from a Chardonnay, but you're gonna like a sense that this has been oaked, definitely.
Yes.
Stock symbols on it, and the owners and the creators of this winery are David and Cynthia, and their background was in the financial markets. And they were living in White Rock, and David was actually making wine in his garage as a hobby, and they just got fascinated and like they got hooked on the idea of it, and they said, you know what, we're going to leave the market, we're going to move up to the Okanagan, and we're going to start a winery. And all their friends said, oh my goodness, you're going to be the laughingstock of the wine industry because you don't have the background for this. So they went with that, and actually so they created their own stock symbol for it, LFMG. And when you look at each bottle that you buy and the date of it, you're going to see stock symbols and the closing price and the stock symbol on the TSX of stocks of the day that this was bottled. So this was bottled in 2018. You're going to see stock symbols and what those stocks were trading at on that particular day. And again, this is another story like we had before about perseverance, following your dream. And even if people say you can't do it, they did it. And their winery is very well known, very well respected.
Who's laughing now?
Who's laughing now?
Yeah.
So
All right, so let's taste this.
Very fruity.
Very
fruity.
smooth.
Very fruity.
Definitely.
Gewürztraminer is going, oh my.
The Gewürztraminer Wiener Wine Dog is here. He's like, I smell that. It's very pronounced on the nose.
I think he wants a
He
blanket
wants a little
snuggle.
sip or a snuggle.
I'd say high acidity.
Yeah.
Definitely high
Yeah.
acidity.
And very
So
fruity.
it's got that
Yeah.
little bite, that drool factor that we all love.
But you can definitely, again, on the palate, just like
Again,
in the
the
nose,
peach.
you can taste that this has been oaked. You can get a sense of that there's
Very
some
much
layers.
you can tell the
some
oak
layers
right
here.
away.
Yeah, some very like complex layers. It's beautiful. But everything they've done in their winery, I think, is fantastic. I sat there and tasted all their wines.
Very different, yeah.
Loved them,
So
loved them.
it's
It's a very good expression of a Pinot Gris, and for a BC Pinot Gris,
It's delicious
fantastic,
and it
yeah.
tastes expensive.
Yeah.
But it's not. There's the thing. It's not expensive. This is under $20. You can get it at Save On.
Wow, that's a steal.
Yeah, you can get it at Save On. So just to give you some interesting notes about this, so everything they do when you buy their wines and you become a member, everything is based on financing the stock market. So
I love this part. You're a shareholder.
they say you're a shareholder.
You're a
so
shareholder when you're a
So
part of
this
the wine
one,
club.
they say bank on it, 20% off a Pinot Gris spring case sale. So what's better than that? 20% off a case. of
20%
this.
off this Pinot Gris. That's a steal.
So they say Pinot Gris is one of the darling varietals of the Okanagan Valley. It ripens easily and consistently and produces an enjoyable, fruit-forward yet food-friendly wine. The wine has notes of. Did we say what everybody said about here? We said fruity.
I said minerality.
Yeah. So again, this is an Okanagan wine. You're going to get some of your Okanagan fruit. So this has notes of pear,
fruits.
white
I was
peach.
going to say stone fruits. Before she was going to say, I swear I was.
So it has
Not copying her.
notes of pear, white peach, citrus, and hints of fresh blossoms. The palate is vibrant and juicy. I like that. That's a
Vibrant and juicy.
And the acid balances the generous texture and still allows for a surprising lengthy finish. Again, if I had 6 feet of my own, I would give it 6.
I'm going to
I'm giving it 2.
for-
Definite 2.
For a wine under $20 to have this much complexity,
Yes.
it's fantastic.
I'm
Gewürztraminer.
I'm doing 2 to slipper tops.
I'm doing it. I'm doing 2
Yeah.
slipper
I'm
tops.
throwing them my simple sip to wake him up.
Because seriously,
I'm 1 3/4.
Well,
because he's half
clearly
asleep. He's half asleep.
I'm not half asleep. It's just
We
I
can't do
enjoy
two
it.
separately.
It's delicious.
That's
It's
called a
just-
Tacoma.
To get a Pinot Gris with this much complexity from BC is fantastic.
There-
It is. It doesn't taste like a BC
I
wine.
just want to clarify that I've given 2, but Gewürztraminer is panning out on me that I can't lift my feet.
Core workout. It's fine.
It's a
A
core
little,
workout.
a little wiener dog smell.
All right, so it's 8 feet and a 3 slipper toss, so it won't be winning ahead of Exnelio. It is ahead of Pipe Dreams.
I would throw in 4 feet of my own if I had an
Yeah.
extra 4 feet. I think for this price, it's fantastic. And I say cheers to Laughingstock, and you are no Laughingstock.
Yeah.
You are a winner. You are another
I love
Laughingstock
tonight's
is definitely a winner.
my aim now is just to go open a winery. I want to do it. I'm not going to call it the slip and slippery winery.
It seems like you're crazy and want to just go drink wine. It works out.
Yes, right.
And I should definitely be owning a multi-million-dollar winery then.
Yeah. Welcome back, Home Alone Winos, soon to be winos in restaurants and wineries. So this is another Friday night pandemic pouring. We have Friday night whites, and we have 4 fantastic BC wines. And just to recap what we've already tasted, we did a 2018 Pipe Dreams Kerner, which is a varietal none of us had ever tried before.
And it was delicious.
It was fantastic.
Loved it.
And we tried a 2016 Exnelio Riesling, and again, both of them were
Fantastic.
big winners for us. And then we tried a 2018 Laughingstock Pinot Gris. Again, a huge winner, 8 slippers and some tosses. So up next, And if you don't remember who we are, I am Original Sip. We have Laminated Sip over here. We have Snooty Sip, Simple Sip, who's going to be introducing the wine.
And Simple Sip.
And Snooty Sip. So Simple Sip is going to be introducing this next wine, which is a 2018, I don't know if it's Liber Farm Winery, a Sauvignon Blanc Semillon.
I'm going to say Liber.
I don't know. Some tomato.
Tomato, Liber, Liber.
Potato.
Yeah.
This is a delicious...
Aluminium.
Okay, let's not go to Europe.
Let's get into this wine.
So, a couple things about this wine is where they're located. They get an awful lot of sun in the morning to their back as the winery is situated. And then as the sun comes up through mid-morning, they get it all through the day and into the evening. And then the cool evenings and the river, which they're located near, gives ideal growing conditions.
And where are they located in the Okanagan?
That's a great question, Snooty. Thank you for asking that.
It's Costin.
Costin.
Which is a little farm community. It's beautiful.
Very organic. Very
It's a 100% organic wine.
Which we love. We love that.
Yeah.
We love that,
Yeah, and it actually comes. I may have tasted this already. I'm not gonna lie, but it comes through in the flavor of the wine. It's a delicious wine. You can tell that it's fresh. It's delicious.
What were we
So let's take a little smell.
Let's get a little sniff.
So again, this is a Sauvignon Blanc with a Semillon. A Sauvignon
And
Blanc.
what is Semillon? We all know Sauv Blanc, but what's Semillon?
A Semillon is a French grape, and the only thing I really know about it is that it adds it's a real smokiness to it, and it's a very distinctive flavor. But a Sauvignon Blanc,
It balances it.
yeah. So we've tasted a Riesling, and now we're doing a Sauvignon Blanc. So a Riesling is going to be like a crisp green fruit that's and just fruity and floral. And a Sauvignon Blanc, one of the things you're going to look for and you usually can find is it's going to add in herbaceous as well as fruit.
Oh, it's herby.
Yes, and if one of the two top words to ever describe a Sauvignon Blanc are crisp, fresh. You want that crispness.
It tastes
that
like
freshness.
summer in a glass.
Yeah, it's definitely it's just like somewhere in a bowl, like
Yeah.
literally, like
Yeah.
crispy,
So
fresh.
the Semillon balances more like a French versus a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, which
Yeah.
is very crisp.
Yeah,
And this is a little more balanced, a little more complex.
and,
It has some
it is a
flavors and
smokiness that
layers.
you add to it, which I think is really
So sorry, a New Zealand one is more crisp.
But
versus
if you want
and
to
fruity, very
Very
green
herbaceous.
fruit, and green fruit again, like
So if you want to taste like just like the Sauvignon Blanc, like New Zealand does a great example of the expression of that varietal,
clean, crisp, fresh,
and you
fruity,
really taste
green
that
fruit.
grape.
And
France has a little more refined, it's delicate, and it usually can be added with a Semillon.
So
And
where-
then
Where's BC at in between then?
so again,
we do the two different styles.
Yeah, okay.
So whenever you go to the wine store, you can say, and a lot of them will say, do you want like a more New Zealand style Sauvignon Blanc, or do you want more French style Sauvignon
That's
Blanc?
perfect. That's so you know what style you want. That's
a
so good.
New Zealand one is just going to be always more pronounced in every way, on the nose, on the palate. It's just, and it's like, think green apple, crisp freshness, and with herbs and even grass, herbaceous. It's
Yeah.
It has almost a tart taste
Yeah,
to it
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Well, I feel
Do you think this one is more that, or?
No, this is more the
I feel
I
this
think
is
it's
a
more
little
the French,
more.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
an in between.
This is more subtle and
As much as it's
blend.
got
Yeah.
a lot of nose to it, like there's a lot going on when you.
It's not as bold as the New
But-
Zealand Sauvignon
I'm
Blanc,
tasting
yeah.
it now. I'm tasting it now.
Okay, so let's
Yes,
go for a
let's
little
taste
taste.
You definitely smell the herbs, like
Yes.
the herbal,
Yeah.
like,
And again, you're going to get versus
or almost
Riesling.
like that cut grass
Yeah.
smell.
Yeah,
like-
yeah, it's herbaceous as well as fruity.
I'm doing the overhead test.
a little bit of tropical in there.
I don't know. We've all tasted it. This is a great
Beautiful.
wine.
It's
So
fantastic.
obviously, Mr. Michael has been doing something fantastic up in the Okanagan. And
I think a Semillon added to this really gives it that smoothness and that subtlety, and again that smokiness that just really like gives a different finish and a lingering finish to a Sauvignon
And
Blanc.
Costin is apparently a beautiful place to visit.
We haven't been. We should go there, ladies.
Yes,
and gents.
apparently
Yeah, we should go there.
Oversip has friends that run a farm out there. So
Yeah.
great farming land, great for the organic.
When everything comes back to normal,
So-
we're taking a trip. Or
And
our
that's-
slippers are heading
that's
up
a
to
that's a great
what's
note that this is an organic wine vineyard. So he runs his stuff all organic.
Love that. We love that.
I think
And-
Costin's a little bit of a throwback to the 60s. It's kind of very pure,
And-
very honest and hardworking and very small, but hardworking perfectionist farmers there that give you great crops, whether it's food or the wine.
And on top of that, any of the fruits that he uses in his wine, it's all organic, it's all local, it's all community driven, just like we need to be right now, right?
Go Costin, go.
So again, just to recap some of the varietals we've done tonight from BC, the whites, which shows there's a lot of diversity and complexity in BC white wines. We've done a Kerner, which is a German grape from the Pipe Dreams winery.
Which
We've
I
done
love. My faves. I love it.
Ex Nihilo Riesling, which a Riesling can express itself
Beautiful.
in so many different ways. A 2018 Laughingstock Pinot Gris, and now again, so this one is a Sauvignon
Sauvignon
Blanc
Blanc.
Semillon.
All right, so what do we taste now that we're tasting it?
Again, I get the Semillon is like that smokiness, the smoothness that like layers out like the punch
There's
of it.
something very herbal, and then there is a tart finish at the end, though.
I'm getting a smokiness. Is there like is that?
That's a Semillon.
Yeah.
100%. That's what it's going to give you.
It starts
smokiness.
off smooth and then kind of has that actual traditional Sauvignon New Zealand
Very
finish.
acidic, yeah, very acidic. Yeah, almost like a green apple, like very like tart, something very tart.
Pineapple almost or something.
Yeah.
I would say. So what are the tasting
What
notes?
it tastes?
Simple sip.
Simple sip.
All right, well, I'll give you the Winemakers Notes here. So, we have flavors of grapefruit and vanilla. So that might be like the
Tartiness.
tart
Yeah.
slash
I said
pineapple,
but-
maybe the sweet and sour a little bit going on there. Laurel, that herbiness that maybe you're catching up on is what you're getting there. And citrus and a subtle
Very citrus, yes.
minerality. So to note, they recommend pairing this with tarragon chicken or halibut and
Do they mention cupcake?
Do they mention pizza?
Do they mention
pesto
cupcake?
ravioli, and I think, I believe Snooty Sip wrote cupcakes on the bottom of the page.
Yeah, because we're
It
We're
wasn't-
gonna have some
It wasn't, in,
cupcakes.
it wasn't in text, but it is on the page.
we're having cupcakes. Yeah.
So
We are having cupcakes later.
I think it might be paired
From a
with that.
local.
So whatever you want to drink with your wine, you do you. These are only like suggestions, but yeah. I want to drink my Sauvignon Blanc with some cupcakes. I'm gonna do it.
Well,
Yeah.
especially
All
ours,
right,
lavender and
so let's
vanilla.
rate this wine. I'm gonna give it a 2 for sure.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
This one, I always seem to get lucky, but I'm
You just want
two,
to show off your fancy socks.
Yeah.
two with the two fancy socks.
I'm doing two.
I'm doing a slipper and another slipper.
Yeah.
Ah!
2 and a 1 toss.
I'm doing
Oh.
two because my favorite was still my first one on a rate and I didn't flip it down. So I'm gonna
My
do two.
favorite so far tonight was the Laughingstock.
Should we do a favorite feature? Okay.
Yeah, I agree. But the one that surprised me and it made me very curious was the Kerner.
The Kerner.
The
So
pipe-
I'm gonna
so-
say, I've let
Once-
everybody do their favorite. I'm gonna say my favorite tonight was the Kerner because we've never had it and I thought it was delicious. You said it surprised you. Simple sip. What was your favorite?
This one actually is my favorite, although the Kerner was interesting
intriguing,
because
yeah.
I, as well,
We've
I
never
had
had
never
that.
had
I
it
might
before.
dream about that
And
tonight.
it's delicious.
Delicious. Snooty, what's yours?
Oh, it's really hard to choose. So, the Kerner, I'm gonna.
All very interesting because we've never
I'm
had it.
gonna go buy a bunch of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, $12.99. That's a no-brainer. I'm gonna go
That-
buy. That was my favorite new
New
wine
one, yeah.
that I've tried.
I love learning learning new things, and that
For
was
your
a good
favorite wine
varietal,
tonight.
I'm a loyal person, so I gotta say I love Ex-Nihilo no matter what, because I'm a wine member, and I just love them, because it doesn't matter if it's a white, it's a rosé, it's a sparkling, it's a red.
Shout out to Ex-Nihilo, we had a great
everything
weekend
they
last
do is
weekend.
fantastic, and I like the VIP treatment that they give you.
Makes you feel
above
special.
and beyond.
The one thing we keep learning over and over again about BC wines, though, is
They're fantastic.
you can
wines.
find all your favorite varietals, and the expressions in BC are just as great as you would find in Europe. They're just, you just don't have the history, but you have the varietal that's going to show up in the same way.
And so many wine owners come from Europe or have a background in history.
They
They're
take it very
winemakers,
seriously, yes.
and they will bring grapes and the grafts over from there. So whether or not I only buy old wines or old vines, they're grafts they bring over from France or from Germany and all these fantastic places.
You know
So
what? BC
100%.
wine is killing it right now.
They are, and there's some
Like,
amazing
We,
winemakers.
I love BC
we're
wines.
killing it.